Right, I'm going to introduce you to the noodles, which is these silly sausages here. Not the cat, who's got a freaking bit of fluff in you. Yeah. The Animorphs have got nothing on me because no matter what they went through, none of it is as difficult as trying to change these noodles while this is on the prowl. Yeah, the Animorphs would not have been able to cope. Trying to clean noodles with this. You'll notice that I've got all these little bits and the locks. That's because of that. So, first thing to do is make sure we've got the proper equipment. So, got a big new bag of Aspen. I've got some more under here. And Nibbles mix.
Nibbles likes his dirt with worm poop and twigs, or he won't eat for like 6 months.
Okay, so that's that. We've also got a couple of reptile disinfectants. It doesn't mean we like disinfect the house with reptiles, it means we disinfect the reptile enclosures of things that are untoward. I've got a couple of them. So F10, good stuff. So the first step after the first step is to, well, dig in, as it were. So I've got a bin bag over here. While we're going through this process, I'm going to introduce you to the 3 noodles we have currently. We need to clean this area so badly, my dear.
Lila, are you helping? Are you going to help with the noodles? Lila?
Good. Right. This is the snake goes in there while I clean the main enclosure tub. It's nothing special. So let's get cracking. And who should we do first, my dear?
Nibbles. I haven't seen him in months.
Nibbles. This is Nibbles' enclosure. You can probably see that his substrate is different.
Well,
it doesn't have to be different. He can have Aspen, which is why I still got some in there. But he's a fussy little fuck. And he only seems to eat when he's got his favourite substrate. He's a freaking little princess, isn't he? So, they've got loads of stuff in here we take out.
Should we show them the enclosure?
Yeah. You know what's funny about Nibbles' enclosure is he's got a pink castle and a rainbow bridge. Now, Nibbles is a raging homophobe. So I think it's an ironic sort of thing. Just to piss him off and get him riled up is just to put little rainbows and pink flowers everywhere.
He's got a little hole in the castle he sleeps inside sometimes.
Yeah. Have you heard some of the things he says, my dear?
No.
Oh, it's disgraceful. So I think it probably makes him angry to have all this very gay stuff in there. But I find it well funny.
Oh, well, I picked it out. He loves his pink castle. You know he does.
And all his logs and all that sort of stuff. So Nibbles likes to bury himself. He's a hog-nosed snake.
Any sign of him?
None yet, but he will be underneath the substrate.
Sometimes his little head pokes up. But I don't see him.
What I need is my little tub of emptying. That's what it's called. That's the official scientific term, the tub of emptying. But first, let's see if we can just find him.
Can't see over your elbow. Oh, he shed.
So there's.
Boy.
It's very dusty in there. That's what when the substrate goes dry. That's when I know it needs changing. And we found he's actually buried one of his old sheds. I wonder where the last shed.
There he is.
You found him? Where?
He's so big now.
There he.
And I don't know if they can see. Probably not.
We'll get him out. Come on, Nibs.
Oh.
He's a good boy.
There he is.
Look at him.
Oh, what a lad.
He's a hog nose.
Just see his little pushed up snoot. Yeah.
He's looking a bit dirty. That's because he's been buried.
For a month.
Well, not quite a month. These are venomous.
Only a little bit. Slightly venomous.
It's like a bee sting. So it's nothing that's going to kill us. But he's going to go in his little timeout zone now because he was throwing out slurs like mad last night, so he's going in his little prison while we clean out the rest of
He's
the
more
enclosure.
bark than bite.
Yeah. So now, the tub of emptying, we take the crap substrate and we get rid of it. Somebody's eagerly awaiting their turn. That's Marmite. Seen me doing nibbles enclosure, and now you want some as well. Some brand new substrate. Little sausage.
She's just hungry. She's ravenous.
Oh yeah, they're all getting fed today, so we'll take you through that process as well. If you're squeamish, don't watch that part of the video. They're not alive. I don't feed them live food for many reasons. But you know, if you don't like snakes, then you probably won't like watching them eat. Just saying. But yeah, there's Marmite. She's the one I've had the longest. I've had her since 2013, so 10 years now actually.
Old lady. How old can she live?
House snake. She's a African Cape house snake. Probably looking about 20 years. So she's a middle-aged noodle now.
Yeah, and how often does she eat?
Once every couple of weeks. Quite a bit. Right, so that's Nibbles enclosure empty. So the next stage is to get rid of what's left, largely by using. Well, actually, that's in a second. Where's my water spray?
Let's go see how Nibbles is doing.
My dear, do you remember seeing a little blue?
I think it's by the cat stuff.
By the cat stuff, is it?
We have somebody being naughty. We left the room for just a moment and then we came back for this. Lila, are you supposed to be in there? No.
Okay, so this is Nibbles' super special mix that he loves. So it's earth mix, forest systems. So it's just like a really nutrient-rich soil.
See, worm poop.
Yeah, it's got a fair bit of moisture to it, and that's why I know this needs changing when all that moisture's gone, so it just becomes dry. So now he gets a whole new load, 10 litres of this, because he's, not only is he a raging homophobe, but he's also a fussy little shit.
He's a special boy.
Very special boy. In every sense of the word.
He's not a homophobe. He's pink and he frolics through his fake pink flowers every morning.
I painted him pink just to piss him off.
Yeah.
We don't tolerate that type round here. And that is all of that. Et voila.
It's a lot of dirt.
That is a lot of dirt.
You're not going to give him any water.
It's like Hillary Clinton in here.
He's not going to get a
I've
little
got a
pond.
lot of dirt.
No pond for him then. No.
No what?
No pond. No
Pond?
no water fixtures. No fountains for him.
Of course not. Don't deserve it.
Oh.
Plus they live in quite
Wyoming-ish, is it?
No, well, more southern United States. But I won't get him like dry soil. So essentially what I do is I put an underlayer of this moist soil like that and top it with dry aspen.
Does he like the dry aspen?
Sorry?
Does he like the dry aspen?
It's more suited to where he comes from. But he doesn't like it as much.
He's a pampered prince.
He is pampered. Just like the freaking cats, my dear.
No, they're not.
Actually, I'm going to use the box of filling. It is the same box. Let's fill that up, and et voila. So that gets layered in there, a nice layer over the top of all of the soil.
Well, maybe he doesn't come out so much because he doesn't like the feeling of it on his belly.
I mean, it's possible. But aspin's fine for hog noses. There we are. And that'll do for this special little noodle. So, completely covered the soil. And now comes the fun part of putting the bits back in. So what do we have here? We need his little coconut hut. Coca hut. That goes in there typically because that corner is where the heat mat is underneath. So his main house with his castle goes on top of that.
Isn't he too big for that coconut now?
No.
Can he fit all of himself in that?
Yeah, it's not that big. So there, the house goes over the coconut. The one other bit we need in a specific location is the water. So I'll grab that now.
Lila's investigating the
Has it got the little red thing saying it's recording this time?
Yep.
Has it?
Yeah.
You sure? This is why you hire camera men. We'll cut that bit out. Can't let my... What?
Maybe you should hire someone that was just up your nose.
Divorce. Right, so this is what we've done with Nibbles' enclosure. So he's got his little lovely, very gay flower garden over here on this side. His very, very gay rainbow bridge.
And his fabulous castle.
Yes.
It is pink.
And we've also put a little hide in the bottom here, which is just filled with only soil.
So we did get his castle off eBay. It's a sand castle maker that we cut a little hole in the front end because I wasn't going to spend 40 quid on a castle that looks just like that from a snake place.
And the pièce de résistance, a piece of wood.
He likes wood.
How should we put this, my dear? Just flat there, or should we lean it against the castle? Or?
He likes to climb. Remember when we put that tree in there once and he kept climbing up and falling off for like an hour?
So let's put it like that. Yeah? He can climb at that. That's not going anywhere.
Is there room for him on top? Because he likes to curl up on top of his castle.
Yeah, there's plenty of room on top of his castle for him. Right, so now that that's sorted, we can put the little shit back in his shit house.
Lila is a muck.
Let's get the nibbles, my dear.
Oh. The noodle.
Come on, noodle.
He's a good boy.
There he is.
Yes.
He's not too happy at the moment. What are you so grumpy for?
Is he flaring his head?
Yeah, you can see... Oh, the camera gets closer, my dear. So if you move the camera back and zoom in instead of coming too close.
Okay.
He didn't like the camera there. You've never seen the camera before, have you, Nibbles? I don't think. Has he?
Flattens his head to make it look bigger when he's grumpy.
Yeah, he's got a proper triangle head. He really doesn't like that camera. I think it's the bit on top of it, my dear. So lower it. As in the camera. You see how his tongue is flicking a lot. Yeah, he's not too happy. Do you want to go back in your enclosure? It's all been renewed now. Yep, man up for Fluffer. Fluffer's waiting. Hey, Fluff box. Right, Nibbles. Yeah, he's calming down now the camera's moved away. Come on into your enclosure. And go frolic in your gay flowers.
He doesn't like to be filmed when he's not at his best. You just woke him up.
And he's covered in dirt. He's exfoliating, my dear. He's exfoliating. Go on, Nibs. Now go explore. He's a good boy. He's the bestest boy. Apart from Genghis.
At least he can't hear your bad music because he can't hear.
Ah. He's going under his rainbow bridge.
Yay.
Whereupon he'll find a collection of very gay flags.
There he goes. Oh, you can't see in the back, unfortunately.
He's already... Oh, no, he's not digging. He's just sniffing around. But that's that part. And we also give the glass a bit of a clean. So, glass cleaner. Bit of tissue. And this is how we finish it all off. By just giving that pane of glass a bit of a clean.
And keeping an eye for the cat at all times.
Yes, exactly.
She's behind me.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
If you can see in the back left, there he is. And
Oh, he's gone. He saw the glass. I'm like, no, my freedom. And that's the next one. I'm not going to be talking during this and saying we are finito.
you see him in the back left. He's in the corner. Little head's climbing up. Lighting's not that great.
You recording this time?
Red dot.
Just picture an Indian on the screen. Right, so.
Very blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
Post-editing, my dear. So, last step. Windows are all clean. He's happy. It's just to put the anti-cat measures.
This. Right here.
And
You should try
Nibbles
to
gets
open them.
4. Genghis only needs 2. So that is snake numero uno complete.
Hold on.
Get that a bit more there, make sure there's absolutely no gap. And Nibbles is, look, he's about to go on his rainbow bridge again. He's gallivanting in his flower garden.
Oh, that's helping.
Good boy. Right, next up, the Mimit. And just see it.
That can't be comfortable. Just saying. And down.
Fooled you again, Lila.
Got that all on camera too.
Right, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so next up is the middle-aged one, Marmite. Oh, Fluffer. Sorry, Fluffs. Okay, so African Cape house snake. She is very food-oriented. Very food-oriented. She never used to be like that. She used to be so gentle, and then as she got older and older, she was like, nah.
She's the only one that bites me.
That's because she thinks initially you're food. It's only when she realises that you're not food that she gives up.
But she's tried it 3 times. Lila's very eager to see Marmite. She misses her.
A little bit of shed there.
Long
Right, Marmite.
shed.
Look, she's ready.
Don't let her come near me. I really like her. I just know she likes to bite me.
I think it's because you're a vegetarian, my dear. She confuses you for a gazelle.
Wow. Does Marmite often eat gazelles?
Oh, yeah.
Look, she's got some shed.
Pint-sized chunk. She has to get a knife and fork out.
There's shed, my dear.
Oh, yeah, another shed. You're a bit dirty now, aren't you,
Is it
Marmite?
the same one?
Yes. So you've shed once, haven't you?
She doesn't.
She had a
eat-
beautiful snake.
That was a cat hitting the
What?
glass.
What just
That was your
dropped?
football thing.
Right, come on, you. She's on the frickin'. Look, let's not make this difficult, Marmite.
She's so long. There she is. Look at how long she is.
She's got herself wrapped around the cable at the back. Right, first let's get rid of that. Come on, you. So I'm just very touchy with her because I know that she has got a bite on her.
It doesn't hurt. It's kind of like just like a pinch.
Yeah, but since she is so food oriented, there we go. You just give her a couple of minutes and she usually figures out, right, you're not actually food.
Yeah.
But she is.
She's huge.
Beautiful noodle, aren't you? Good girl.
You haven't handled her in a while, so
Well, I can't because the cats are everywhere. It's just
I don't know what you're talking about.
you're a good girl.
My dear, do you see what's happening down there? Marcia is burying her face in Marmite's foliage.
Look at. Can you see the iridescence? The things about house snakes, they've got iridescent scales. So in the right light, it shows up like rainbow colours.
I can't really capture it as well on camera.
No, the lighting's not quite right for it now, but it is beautiful when you get to see it.
Especially when she first sheds, she's pretty.
Right, you're going to go in there, or you're just going to tangle yourself around me?
That shed, it's a lot.
You're going to get your din-dins tonight, Marmite. But you're not going to have chicken tonight. You see the marble colour? Well, not so much marble, but yeah, I'd say it's a marble. And you can see the iridescence as well. Iridescence, can you see it?
Now I can.
Yeah, beautiful scales. Lovely little snake. 10 years, bloody hell.
Lovely to you. She likes to eat me.
Yes, he's just a very hungry noodle. Just got to let her unwrap herself from my wrist. This is the time.
Would you say she's your favourite?
Well, yeah, she's the original. She's like the ready salted Pringles as opposed to the cheese and onion.
What's wrong with the cheese and onion Pringles?
They're not the same.
And what's wrong with the sour cream and onion Pringles? They're the best.
Turn the camera off.
Marsha's playing with the snake skin. What do you have, Marsha? Are you having fun?
She has a severe attitude problem. That's what she has.
Knocked my hairbrush down too. Marsha, what is it? The disaster continues. Go.
Yeah, good. Marmite's enclosure is now done. So she's got a water in the non-heated end, a hide in the non-heated end, and a nice big log with her usual hide underneath that over there, and the tree in the middle.
I noticed a distinct lack of pink and rainbow.
That's because Marmite's a hard girl. Right, here we go. Come on, Marmite. You little nugget. Let's get you back in your home. You can see the iridescence there, actually, my dear. Come hither. Can you see the iridescence? I can see a bit there.
Yeah.
You can just see how the scales give off this like amazing colour. Right.
Keep her away from me.
Hi to Marmite.
I like her, but she bites me. Hey, bye.
You good girl. Right, go enjoy your new home. Well, it's the same home, but different interior design. There's a log. You like logs, don't you?
It's not food. She'd prefer food.
She'll be getting some food. And that'll be at the end of the episode.
She'd eat every other day if you let her. She'd be fat. She'd have to roll around her enclosure.
Yes. Right, go on, you little fiddlesticker. You go back in there, in your jail cell, forever and ever. Amen.
Bit harsh, isn't it?
Camera.
Go.
This is I'm about to clean Genghis dance.
Everybody can take a pause the video and go get an antacid or anti-nausea medication now.
Shut up! It's time to clean out the biggest noodle of them all. And I'm not talking about the contents of my trousers.
Rude! Did you ever tell them what you wanted to name Genghis before I overruled you?
Thermidoom.
It's a terrible name. And since he's a corn snake, I wanted to name him Genghis Corn. And that's a much better name.
Women always get their way.
That's a much better name.
Right, this is where we've got to be extra careful because Genghis is close to the ground. And what do you notice about cats? Cats don't fly. They tend to be quite close to the ground. So let's find out where he is first, because he's very good at hiding. He might be under his sombrero. Oh no, he's in his plants. Come here. You can just see his head in the plants back yonder.
Oh.
You're zoomed all the way in there, my dear. Are you struggling with...
Yes, why am I 800 times? I don't...
How long's it been zoomed in that far?
Not that long.
Can you see him in there?
No.
He is.
All I see is little face.
Is that him? Yeah. You can just see the
Lila.
shine off his scales there. So,
Lila approaches.
Loodle doodle. Notice how much better the camera work is now that I'm in charge.
Shut up.
Right, let's go change the camera battery, my dear, because we're starting to run out. And in the meantime, we'll get Genghis out.
Recording.
Right, quickly do the dance again in record time. Done. Okay, so come on, Gengle Wengle, before the cats get here and ruin everyone's day. You're under here somewhere. There you are. So he's under a sombrero. So close this side.
See him.
Now, everyone be ready, because he's a bit of a lad. He might, like, unleash the ultimate banter upon us. And
His head's coming out.
we'll
Right
never
there.
be the
There he
same
is.
again.
You want to see his little face?
Let's see him.
You can see his head on the right sticking out.
And voila, a noodle approaches. Come on, Gengle.
Big boy.
He is the chonk.
He was fat when you rescued him.
He was very fat. Well, he actually got fatter because we didn't give him much in terms of exercise in his enclosure. He's an absolute wiggler. He never stops moving.
He'll go through any loop, a belt loop, anything he can fit through. He got stuck on my belt loop once.
You see why I wanted to call him Thermodoom?
Why? I still don't get it.
Because he's red like a lobster,
That's stupid. He's not a
and he
lobster.
brings doom to those he wishes it upon.
No, he's a snake.
He's a good boy. But we can't be doing this all day, Genghis. We've got substrate to change.
We could lock the cats up and put him on another stair challenge.
Nah, we'll do that. We'll do that at some point in the future. But for now, Genghis, we're just giving you some new aspirin, okay? On any box. Without the cats attacking you. Look, don't crawl around my wrist. That's not what you need to do. My dear, we're in danger.
You're not in danger, it's just Marsha. Oh, you need my assistance. Okay.
Genghis, you don't want to mess with the cats. That's the least thing you want to do.
I think Lila's gonna, yeah.
It's not letting go of my wrist.
Lila's examining the enclosure to make sure it's safe for when he returns. Obviously.
Lid, my dear, lid.
Lid.
Lead.
Lid.
There he goes. Good boy, Genghis. He's a bit what's the word?
Retarded. I can't use that word. Slow.
Yes.
Slow.
He's
Autistic.
incapacitated in the brainal region.
And what is this?
Come on, you. Right.
Highly interesting.
He has poop heads upon his sombrero.
I'm not showing them that.
Watter.
I'm just cameraing right now. I'm not supposed to help.
Yeah, you can turn it off now, my dear, if you want.
But she's being cute.
All right, Genghis.
He's a lad.
Ready? Guess who's eager to get into his refurbished house? Come on, Gengle. Let's go. It's all nice and redone. Look, it's still got your sombrero. There's not much change in his, honestly. But he's gonna love it. Let's see what he does. Yeah. Do you reckon they're all happy, my dear? Look, Marmite's there. Nibbles. I put one of the sticks in Nibbles' enclosure so he could climb. Look, he's in his flowers. Can you see him?
Told you he loves his flowers.
And for Marmite, we'll put on the light. There it is.
Look at Nibbles and his flowers. Can you brighten that up a bit?
I could try to see what I can do in post-editing. You can see what happens in Marmite's now.
But she's nocturnal.
Yeah, we will eventually give Nibbles that light, especially as the summer comes around. and it gets a bit warmer. But she's having a whale of a time. Whale, because she's a snake. She's not actually a whale. Turn the camera.
Recording.
So this is the fun part. Well, not really. It's just basically this whole video is me introducing you to them and showing what I do. And naturally feeding is part of that with attack noodles. Lila, get down from there.
What are you doing?
I'm not that terrible to live with, Lila. Okay, so silly cat aside. Now, it is a bit cliche, the snake owner saying, "Oh, do you want to see how they eat?" But I actually do it a bit different to most other people. So I'll just sort of run you through it now. So 3 noodles. I've got a big bit of tissue paper here. I'll fold it into quarters. And then cut in half. And then into quarters. Like that. That one just needs a bit taken off there. So the 4th bit, get rid of. Don't need it.
Why not just use scissors?
Because that takes effort. Right, so I've got 3 squares. 3 squares of tissue.
What are you doing with the 4th square?
That's gone. That's gone.
With the waste.
Well, typically I use it. Alright, freaking hell. Typically I use it with this second bit, which I'm going to get into in a second. So. But
Am I being difficult?
Yes, you are being difficult. Right, so let's get rid of these anti-cat measures for now.
Anti-Lila measures.
And one of each square goes in to
Lila's here.
the enclosure, nice and flattened.
There
Okay.
Yep.
So if you come closer, see, because Marmot's got a light on, so flatten the aspen a bit. You can see her there, look. And then put the square. Oh, not on the floor, me. Put the square there. Nice and flat. Same with Genghis. Look, here comes Marmite. She knows what's happening. Thing is, they're so used to the tissue that when, especially Marmite, when she sees the tissue, she knows it's feeding time.
So does Lila.
Yeah, so we'll put Genghis's tissues just there. Close that. Okay, so they eat mice of the correct size. They've defrosted in room temperature water for about 4 hours. Then what I do is I take a second bit of tissue. Usually I'll throw the 4th bit of the previous tissue in here, just for a bit of extra. Fold that into quarters again. Actually fold it into 1/8 typically. Like that. It's very mathematical, my dear. It's a proper process. And then with these tongs, I take the bit of food, I place it onto the towel, wrap it up, and because there's quite a few layers of tissue in there, it dries without getting my fingers wet. Like that. It just stops it being too wet.
Lila wants to help you so badly. Look at her.
So, food now. This is the biggest one, so this is going to be Genghis's. And what a lot of people do is they try to get the snake to strike, but I don't do that. Excuse me, Lila.
I like doing that with Genghis.
It's nice to do occasionally, but usually I just do that.
Well, he's
Food on the tissue.
Where is he?
I don't know, but you'll find it eventually. So we do this with the other noodles now. Now the reason I do this rather than the usual, oh, watch it strike, is because when you do the whole strikey thing, firstly, you don't need to. Secondly, it's training them to attack something that's above them and moving. Why would that be a bad thing, my dear?
Because that's your hand.
Yeah, that if I go in there like I did earlier today to clean them out, typically my hand is hovering over and around them. So it's just training them to bite something if they see it hovering above them. Whereas if I do this
Watch out for Lila.
and just put it on the tissue, it trains them. Which is why now every time I put a tissue in there, Marmite gets excited because she knows it's going to be food time. So she'll get that, and I'm never going to put my hand on a piece of tissue and just leave it there doing nothing. So it's a way of basically training them not to attack.
Doesn't she smell it?
Oh, Mersha almost, my dear, she almost had
No.
Nibbles' food.
Oh.
So Nibbles, it's the same with all of them. Nibbles is a bit shyer, so he tends to have his during the night, so I'll just plonk it on there. And that is the feeding. How do we get out of that?
None of them are. Oh, Marmite came out a little more.
So that is it. That's the feeding process. It's actually not very exciting. My dear, you're not actually filming anything there.
Alright.
Just film.
She just looks like she's dumb.
Well, she is dumb, my dear. She's a woman.
Excuse me.
I mean, she's from Mexico.
She's from Africa. African Cape.
Oh yeah, she's African.
And she's brown, so.
What are you getting at? You freaking
So she's not
weirdo.
Mexican.
You're treading every thin line today, aren't you? Are you doing this deliberately to get me in trouble?
You can cut that out, it's fine.
No. What goes on tour stays on tour, my video. And tour by definition today is this video. You just outed yourself as an untoward sort.
I am not.
My eyes are up here, my dear.
But Lila's
My eyes are up here.
there.
God, you're cringe.
Now you can see both of
Right,
them.
so that is the snake. Oh, look, Genghis. He senses something is up.
He's not very smart.
He's just being a bit special.
Him in there. I don't know if you can see him. He's a bit special.
There he is. Right. That's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. That's introducing my noodles and how I care for them. It's probably pretty boring actually, compared to these silly sausages. Yeah, that's right. You walk away in shame. You don't know what it means to be me. Cut the cameras.